Welcome to another edition of Biro Sports Talk. I'm your host, Biro, and as always, Thursday at 7 o'clock at night, we are here to give you sports. As always, Evo Retro, got your gaming needs. You got Funko Pop protectors, game protectors, trading card protectors. You got a collection, they will protect it, I tell you what. Like I said, I am your host, Biro. There we go. If you have any questions, sports related, BiroSportsTalk@gmail.com. And let's not forget Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. We are on all these platforms along with Instagram. So yeah. So as the title entails, we are going to talk about the best thing. Waves. Hey, what's up? Huffman, what is up? Glad to see you made it. But as you know, tonight starts the NBA Finals. Not quite as predicted as the Heat won Game 6, but Celtics still made it to the Finals as predicted. And of course, the Warriors made it as well, once again as predicted. So, who does Biro have winning this epic matchup of two homegrown teams, the Warriors and the Celtics? Excuse me. First, if I had to choose right off the bat, I already know who I'm picking. But let's dive into these two teams because you know that's what I do. I dive into teams, I dissect and acknowledge. You know, I'm a stats guy. Let's be honest. I'm a stats guy. Let alone ability guy. If you have the ability to be great, I'm going to add that as a plus. So, right now, Golden State Warriors, they kind of run a lineup of Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins, Jonathan Kuminga, Draymond Green. You kind of got Jordan Poole, Kevin Looney, Otto Porter Jr. in some cases, Gary Payton when he's healthy, also in the mix. There's some guys who are out, but that's more than likely the lineup you see from the Warriors. From the Celtics, though, you got Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Al Horford, Robert Williams III, Grant Williams, who comes off the bench, Derek White, Peyton Pritchard, who I've seen play off the bench. I know Thies used to come in, but otherwise, you're pretty much looking at the lineup there too. So let's start with the lineup. So what lineup seems more deadly? Honestly, I'm giving the nod to the Warriors only because, see, Kuminga, man, everyone's raving about this kid. That's because he's shown up a little bit, so not bad. He doesn't always play a lot of minutes, but when he does play a lot of minutes, he contributes, so that's good. So Kuminga, solid guy. He kind of gives you what you need, but Draymond's a double-double guy, almost triple-double at times. And the stats say it all pretty much. 7-7-7. He's going to get you 7 points. He's going to get you 7 boards. He's going to get you 7 assists. And honestly, that is Draymond for this team. Andrew Wiggins, though, a guy who once had very high expectations, still doing very well scoring-wise, roughly 18 per game for the season, of course. Against Boston, he averages roughly 27 points, so might see him score more. But Wiggins is a good guy to complement the next two guys, Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. Steph, of course, everyone knows Steph. 25 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. He's your guy. He's going to shoot very well. Klay, 20 points, almost 4 rebounds, almost 3 assists. He's more of your catch and shoot guy versus the playmaking shoot guy. If you look at the points per game, Klay is the one that gets more points per game versus the Celtics. But I expect it to be a very fast-paced game, very open. I mean, the Heat, they just died towards the end. I mean, you can't judge Jimmy Butler for that last shot. That was not that bad of a shot. Would have put him up. I get it. But you look at the Warriors, even Jordan Poole's very good. Looney's a very solid contributor. These are known guys, known quantities, and they're going to do very well. You look at the Celtics. I mean, the Celtics, you got Marcus Smart, one of the best defensive guys around. You got Jaylen Brown, a great shooter, plays tough-nosed defense. Then you have Jason Tatum. He has roughly 27 points, 8 rebounds. He's your transcendent talent. He's going to get his buckets. That's just what he does. He gets his buckets. Al Horford, not quite the guy he once was, but he gets you 10 points, gets you 8 rebounds roughly, 3.5 assists. Not bad. And then you round it out with Robert Williams, another 10 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists. And then there's these backup guys. I mean, the two that speak to me right away, Grant Williams, who had the big game, knocking down threes against, it wasn't the Heat, it was Milwaukee. That's who it was. He was 7 of 18 from 3, but he had 27 points that game. He was just red hot that game. I would say could not miss, but about 40%. Not bad. That's a pretty good night from three-point land. But his good nights are about still 19, about 10. I mean, he's not a game changer per se. He's gets you 2 buckets and that's about it. 3 rebounds and assists. Again, great defense. Derek White, great off the bench scorer, point guard, combo guard. Didn't have that great of a game in the last game against the Heat, but before that he had 22, 14, 13. In that 13 game, he had 8 rebounds, 6 assists. He was balling that way. I mean, he's going to get you about 5 assists when he plays a lot, which is about his average. He gets about 3 rebounds. He's a guy. Great off the bench spark. I mean, you also get Peyton Pritchard. He's okay. I mean, he's about 2 buckets and 2 rebounds and 2 assists. But then you trail off from there. I mean, honestly, that's what would happen. Definitely trail off. Do I think the Warriors win this? Do I think the Celtics win this? I think it's a 7-game series. I really do. Both homegrown teams. I do think it's 7 games only because I think the Warriors will take it in 7. The Celtics will surprise everyone by making it so close. But I think this is the game that now we see the Celtics every year, essentially. They get here, they experience the heartbreak in Game 7, and then they want it more. They get better, and they start their own long run. And I think this will help us also determine, is Tatum the guy? Is Brown the guy? Is Smart a great number 3? Because the Warriors, they know who they are. The Warriors know Steph's your star. Clay is arguably a star. Draymond is a star in his own right. If we compare it, you got Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and Dennis Rodman for those 90 kids out there. Are they built the same way? No, they're not built not at all the same way. Steph's like full blown shooter. That's all he does. Jordan was a go getter. He was a scorer and defender. Pippen was a defender and scorer as well. But the Warriors built theirs more. They're going to shoot a lot of threes. And the defense not necessarily bad, but it's not great. And that's why I think this time round I'm going Warriors. Next year, if the same two teams make it, I'm going Celtics. Because Celtics are a very defensive team. Celtics need a couple more pieces, in my opinion. Because the Warriors, if they get a few guys healthy, they're like 10 deep instead of 8. Celtics are maybe 7 solid deep. So, you heard it here first. Warriors in 7. Warriors is my pick. Sorry, guy who has the Celtics winning the 2022 World Champions banner on his body. But what else is going on in the sports world? Ryan Fitzpatrick, the man, the myth, the Harvard grad, the legend of Fitzmagic, is retiring after 17 years. No more backup fantasy picks. When you needed a backup quarterback, he was always there. And I think one of the things I saw was, I think it's all the people I can't tell if it's people he threw touchdowns to or just threw or played with. Maybe it's just who he played with. But it's a very interesting. You see names that you haven't seen in a while. You've seen a lot of great players on there. It's really cool. But he ends up ending his career suffering a season-ending hip subluxation in the second quarter in the season opener against the Chargers as the Commanders' starting quarterback. He played for many teams. He played for the Bengals, Bills, Titans, Texans, Jets, Buccaneers, Dolphins, and of course the Commanders. He started games for every team. However, he never made the playoffs, and that's kind of disappointing. We never got to see Fitzmagic in the postseason. He will forever be a Bills fan's favorite, as he's had very many upsets of the Patriots and other reasons, I'm sure, but I mean that was his best time, really. But congratulations, Fitzpatrick. I almost called you just Fitzgerald, but it's Fitzpatrick, Ryan Fitzpatrick. Congratulations. Hope you have a happy retirement. On that same note, now boxer and now formerly retired running back Frank Gore, who hasn't aged a day in his life. Those pictures are always intriguing me. If anything, he just looks like he got thicker. Like, stronger. He officially retires as a member of the 49ers as he signs a one-day deal. He didn't really play this last year. He was a third round pick in 2005. I mean, it was just time for him to go. He's a very productive running back. He's very talented. He did not play last season, but the year before he was with the Jets and had not too bad. He has 16,000 yards on the dot. The two people ahead of him, Emmitt Smith, Walter Payton, both Hall of Famers. So now he's eligible for the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2027. I don't think he's a first ballot guy, but I could see his name amongst the bronze statues one day. Frank Gore, happy retirement. So 2 retirements, NBA Finals. What else do we have in store for you today? So the top transfer available was former Chattanooga guard Malachi Smith. And he's chosen to go play for Mark Few at Gonzaga. Speaking of Gonzaga, because someone else decided to return for his senior year in college basketball. Probably would have been a late round first rounder, fall into the second round. Drew Timme is back and is looking to solidify national championship this coming year. He was 18-7-3 essentially. Wasn't too bad as a sophomore though. He was 19 with 7 rebounds and had a better shooting percentage, but I mean honestly, not bad. He was All-American, second team both times. He was the West Coast Conference Player of the Year last year. I think he just needs to be viewed as the guy. And I mean it. So, last year he had Chet Holmgren. The year before, he had a few guys that overshadowed him. And there's other guys coming in, but if Timme can show he's still solid, he's still good for about 27 and 3 or so for assists, it'll be worth it. Oh, and that's disappointing. This other one I just read. So the disappointing news for you Duke fans, as I am, Trevor Keels has decided to keep his name in the NBA draft. I didn't think he was a guy that should go. He was named to the ACC's all-rookie team. I mean, he had good games. He was a good player. I just think he needed another year to truly blossom. But that's okay. You can't force people to stay. He did what he thought was best, and that's all you can do. And I don't know why this is an article on ESPN right now. I just think it's I just think it's funny that we're still talking about Coach K, Coach Krzyzewski, even though he's fully committed to retirement now. I mean, he acts like he was ready. He was ready. So, enjoy retirement, Coach K. I hope you enjoy it as well. The real question, though, I'm actually curious. I haven't heard anything about it. But I also remember thinking it's going to be like mid June, was the prediction. Yeah, the Imani Bates watch. Just reading a little bit of it. Sorry for the long pause, but like I'm just looking at it. I do think he was a rush kid. He was a very good player. He was. I do think he could have benefited from another year of high school. He graduated early. He had issues at Kentucky, or not Kentucky, Memphis. And now he's narrowed his list down to Michigan, Louisville, Seton Hall, Arkansas, DePaul, and Eastern Michigan. I just think, as highly recruited as he is, if he goes to like Eastern Michigan, I almost feel like that's a slap in the face. However, I don't know how hard these other schools are recruiting him. I mean, Eastern Michigan might be his best shot to prove he's still something. Take over the MAC. Put a team on your back and show the world who you are. Oh man, I keep coming across this NBA draft preview. We'll get there, man. We'll get there. Don't rush it. And I'm very interested. Oh, man, what we got? We got about to hit our half hour. Yeah, a few minutes. So let's just swing on over to baseball. Don't have music cause royalties. So, anyways, Yankees still in first of the AL East, followed by the Blue Jays 5 games back, Rays 5.5, Red Sox 11.5, and Orioles 14. I feel like I said Oreos, I said Orioles. There's an L in there. The Twins are leading the AL Central, and 4.5 games back are the Guardians. Surprisingly in second, however, under 500 at the moment. They've had a rough away schedule right now. The White Sox also 5 games back, still under 500, but pretty close. You got the Tigers 8 games back, and the Royals 12. Royals being the worst winning team right now at 16 wins. Houston Astros lead the AL West 6 games ahead of the Angels. Angels on a 7-game skid. Ouch. I gotta check this out though. Who's hurt? Don't tell me he's hurt. No, he's not hurt. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Oh. Man, Otani's roughly at a 4 for an ERA. That's not very good right now. But, anyways, the Angels are 6 games back of the Astros. 8.5 are the Rangers. 11.5 Mariners. And sitting at 14 is the Athletics, who are playing better away than at home. Home is where the heart is, but not for the Athletics. In the National League, you got the Mets up 10.5 games right now on the Braves. The Phillies are 12.5. Marlins are 13. And the Nationals are 17 back. A lot of rumors about Juan Soto being traded. Nationals coming out saying, y'all are crazy. We're not trading him. And I don't blame them. In the NL Central, you got the Brewers leading the way. 2 games back, though, are the Cardinals, who have been playing very well of late. 7-3 in their last 10, 3-game winning streak, with the Brewers losing 2 recently in a row. Pirates are 8.5 games back. Cubs are 10. And seeing the Reds at 13.5 with 17 wins, at least they're not the lowest wind team. The Dodgers are leading the NL West. The Padres are 3 games back. Giants 5.5. Diamondbacks 9. And Rockies fallen off the face of the earth 10 back. At one point, we were talking of the Rockies being a potential wild card team. They have not done very good of late. Do they have any injuries? Yes, Chris Bryant is out. He's resumed playing, though. He has a hurt back. Because, he has to carry this team. It hurts his back a little bit. Such a lie, though. He's not even leading the team in any of the stats. He's only played 17 games, though. Ouch. So he's really not helping the team out at all. Just a money pit. It's disappointing. Chris Bryant's supposed to be a very good signing, too. So there you have it. The MLB standings as is right now. And looky there, we've hit the 7:30 mark as we intended. So thank you for those who stopped by. Thank you for everything. As always, though, follow us on all these platforms, man. We're everywhere. If you have questions, you can always email us at birosportstalk@gmail.com. And, it's your host, Biro. And Ever Retro's got your gaming needs, all that fun jazz. So, thank you. Now I will see you guys maybe the weekend. Maybe we finally get another weekend stream so that we can knock out this Final Fantasy VI. Would be nice. So then we can move on to a different game. Who knows? Maybe it'll be retro sports. Maybe it'll just be sports. Maybe it'll just be a newer game. Who knows? I'm just the kind of person that I like to beat the game before I move on. I'm not quite the person who used to play a game just to take a break from a game anymore. So, I will see you guys next time. As always, this is Biro.